Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. Now, if you're watching this video, then it means that you'd like to see how I made this big pot of smoky jollof rice using 1 pint of rice, or equivalent of 4 kg of rice. We all know that cooking in large quantity is not the same as cooking in small quantities. Take this video as a masterclass because I'll be showing you the product I'm using, the exact measurements, the tips and tricks, and all that you need to know to get your smoky jollof rice even when making a large quantity. I know this is something that many of us run away from, but after watching this video, you will have no worries. Now let's get straight into the video. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hurry and hit the subscribe button. Join our beautiful family. Now let's get cooking. First, I'm going to put you through all the ingredients, and here I have my pepper mix. Now, this pepper mix is really important to get the perfect jollof rice. You do not need too much tomatoes. In here, I have onions, scotch bonnet, red bell peppers, chili peppers. I'm going to leave the exact, ratio of pepper I used in the caption. I'm sorry I missed that clip. After blending, I went ahead to boil until it is dry because you want to take out all the excess water. One thing I love to do when I'm bulk cooking or large batch cooking is to prep ahead. So this is my rice. I have washed this rice thoroughly. After washing, I strain the rice and then I just place this in a bowl ready for use the next day because I always love to prep. It just makes the whole cooking process a lot easier. So the other ingredients, you're going to need tomato paste. This is very important. It's going to help give that red color. And this is the brand I'm using now. You can use any brand that you like. The Rika is one brand that I use. I also use Tasty Tom. Yes, and Gino. Those are the three that I use, but whichever one you want to use, go ahead to use it. The next is seasoning cubes. I'm using Knorr. You can use any seasoning cube or seasoning powder of choice. By the way, Knorr, you guys should come and pay me or sponsor my video because this is free ads. Anyways, I have the seasoning cube. The next ingredient I'll be showing you is the curry and thyme. I mean, there's no jollof rice without curry and thyme. I love dukrus. If you know anything about curry in Nigeria, Dukrus is one of the OGs and it still remains one of the best, if I do say so myself. The next ingredient is ginger and garlic powder. You can use any brand. This is just the one I picked up from the market. But I love to use ginger and garlic powder in my jollof rice. It is really good, and I'll advise that you use it. It just, brings everything together nicely. The next ingredient is jollof mix. Now, this jollof rice mix is a Supreme brand. I think Spice Supreme, that's the name of the brand. I transferred it into my spice container, but this is really good. I love to add it to my jollof rice. It makes a lot of difference. It's a combination of so many spices, but you guys, I recommend that you get this particular one. I think I'll just leave the picture of the exact, jollof rice pack on screen. Then this is onion powder. This is the brand that made the jollof rice, mix. This is the brand Spice Supreme. And lastly, we have salt. These are all the ingredients we're going to use. Now let's get straight into cooking. Get your clean cooking pot and then place on heat or on your fire. Now you want to add in your oil. I'm using vegetable oil. If you have the oil you used in frying, maybe your chicken, your beef, or whatever protein you're using, you can use that to cook this jollof rice. But I grilled my chicken, so I do not have the oil I used in frying. If you use that oil, it adds more flavor. Now add your sliced onions and you're going to fry this very well. You're not going to fry it till it burns. You're just going to fry it till it is fragrant and almost translucent. I fried the onions for about 5 to 6 minutes, and now you're going to add in your tomato paste. Now, this is one step that you do not want to rush at all. Frying your tomato paste properly is very, very important. If you miss this step, you will not get your smoky jollof rice, trust me. So you want to take your time and fry the tomato paste very, very well. So while I was frying mine, I just, got the intuition that this tomato paste is not going to be enough and it will not give me that red color. So I picked up my gino pepper and onion and I'm going to be adding 2 extra sachets of this. As you can tell, I'm not hiding anything in this video. I'm showing you guys as it is. It's almost like you're watching me cook live. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because I'm sure you like it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. Now you after adding your tomato paste, you're going to fry this on medium heat. Fry it very, very well. You don't want to rush this process. You want that, tangy, that harsh taste that you get from your tomato paste. You want it to be totally eliminated. So fry this very well. I fried this for about 10 to 12, 13 minutes. Please let me mention also that it is important that you do this on medium heat. I know you most likely see, those caterers cook party food and they are using high heat. Don't forget that that pot is very, very big. So that heat compared to the, size of the pot and the thickness of the pot is actually medium heat. It is not high heat. When you want to know if your tomato paste is properly fried, you're going to see that it's going to look a bit grainy. When you added it, it was like a paste, but now it has this grainy one consistency. It's not going to look like a paste anymore. It will just look like, just like it looks on the screen. I don't know how to explain it or how to put it in words. Once you're sure your tomato paste is properly fried, now you want to add in your blended pepper mix. After adding your pepper mix, you're going to combine, the pepper blend with the tomato paste, combine everything together, give it a good stir, and then you cover. You're going to allow this fry. You see, jollof rice is not something you would rush and cook anyhow. Allow that fry first on its own before you add your spices. So I let the pepper mix and the tomato base, incorporate, marry each other first, and I allow this fry for about 12 to 15 minutes. Now I'm going to add the spices. I'm going to leave the exact measurement of all the spices I used in the caption. I mean, you guys, I said this is a master class and I mean it. If you follow this step and you make your jollof rice, trust me, people would ask you that how did you do it? Just put this video, when you're cooking, and this is just going to be a guide like we are cooking together. And I bet your jollof rice is going to come out really good. So combine everything together and go ahead to taste. At this point, when I tasted, I knew it needed more spices, so I'm adding more. But don't worry, the measurement I have in the description box is the exact measurement and the correct measurement that you should use for this. Please take note of this. It is really important when you're making your jollof base. You do not want the taste to be just right. I mean, you want it to taste like the seasoning and all those things are a bit too much. And the reason is you're going to add water, you're going to add your stock, you're going to add rice. The rice is going to soak up all of those spices. So if the taste of the base is just right, you will not have a very tasty jollof rice. So the base needs to be a little bit catchy, not with salt, please. Just ignore salt first, add your salt amount, and but you see your seasoning, the spices, you want it to be a bit catchy. That way your jollof rice is going to taste good and you would not have to adjust, the taste at the end of cooking your jollof rice, if that makes any sense. After I added the spices, I allowed it fry for another 15 minutes. Then you add your broth or stock, add in your bay leaf, and you're going to allow this cook again for another 15 minutes. As you can see, I am not rushing the process of this jollof rice. Remember, the quantity is a lot. If you're making a smaller quantity, you would most likely not have to cook it, this long. After I added my broth, I combine everything together. I'll cover and allow this cook again for another 10 minutes. Now the broth has added its own flavor into your base and then stay together. Go ahead to add in water. Please do not add in too much water, you guys. I'm going to leave the measurement of water I used as well in the description box. So don't worry, guys, I've got you. Now cover and allow this come to a boil. You do not want to add your rice when the water has not boiled. Please don't do that. So allow the water come to a boil and add in your rice. Remember, this rice was washed. And guys, at this point, if you haven't subscribed yet, why? Can you see how I'm taking my time to explain this to you? So go ahead and subscribe. The level of liquid should be slightly above the rice. It should not be too much. You don't want the rice to be way down and the water is way up. And the reason is you need more of steam to cook your jollof rice than liquid. I tried to use parchment paper, but it wasn't, wide enough for this pot. So I grabbed my foil paper. For those who do not want to use aluminium foil, You can use parchment paper as well. If you're wondering why this is, essential, the reason is you want to trap the steam. You don't want the steam to escape. The lid of my pot has a hole, and those are the gun pots that are olokbos, our favorite jollof rice cookers use for their jollof rice. It does not have any hole and the lid is heavy. So no matter the amount of bubbling going on inside the pot, the lid does not open. But this, usual pots, this regular pots, it can pop open and we do not want that. The steam is going to cook the jollof rice. So we want to trap the steam in that pot very well. That's the use of the foil paper or parchment paper. After covering the pot, you're going to cook this on medium heat, but please do not open your pot too many times. Just time this. I cooked this for about 35 minutes before I opened the pot, and this is what I have. Don't worry. If the rice burns, it is part of the flavor. It is good for your jollof rice to burn, but opening the rice too much can also not allow even cooking, if you get what I mean. So now our rice has cooked, everything is dry, and this is what we have. Can you see how grainy this rice is looking? Go ahead to fluff it out with your spoon. It's important that fluff everything out, combine everything together so that you're sure that every part of the jollof rice is cooked. So you don't have one part that is not cooked. Doing this because we're still going to cover the spot again. So doing this is just going to ensure that everything combines properly and is evenly cooked. For some people at this stage, their jollof rice is ready and it tastes good at this stage, guys. It does taste good, but I like to take mine top notch a bit. I'll add some cooking margarine. Please do not use bread spread. You can't use Blue Band. You can't use your golden penny bread spread. You need to use a cooking margarine. And I'm also going to be adding fresh nutmeg. This combination actually makes a lot of difference. So I'm grating my nutmeg into this. Now, typically you just cover this, allow steam on high heat, and then your jollof rice is ready. But for this purpose, I'm adding some veggies into my jollof rice. This is totally optional. So if you don't want veggies, just skip the veggies. After adding the butter and the nutmeg, I'm creating some holes in the pot. You can see what I'm doing. I'm creating holes and I'm going to increase the heat to high heat. Now cover this with the lid and allow this cook again for about 15 to 18 minutes. Those holes you created would allow the smokiness from the bottom of the pot penetrates around the pot and it spreads through to make your jollof rice very smoky. And don't forget to do this last part on high heat. And now you have your delicious, red, vibrant, pretty looking, almighty Nigerian jollof rice. I'll go ahead to fluff everything out, combine everything together just to ensure even cooking and even spreading of all of the flavors is really important. And that's it. You guys see how I have shown you step by step, easy way, explaining the process all through. I didn't just show you the recipe, I was explaining the reasons for doing all of that. So if you haven't subscribed, I put in effort into this video. All you have to do to tell me thank you is hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment. Okay, you know what, guys? Let's do this right now. Just take 1 minute to tap the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and type something nice in the comment section. Maybe let's type smoky jollof rice. So type smoky jollof rice if you watched up until this part. Okay, thank you for subscribing and thank you for doing all of that. I'll see you guys in the comment section. Another thing that is really important is to allow your jollof rice sit before you eat. I know the aroma from freshly cooked jollof rice is irresistible, but trust me, you need to allow this sit first before you eat. You can just take a little bowl and serve yourself just to tell yourself thank you for cooking this whole batch of jollof rice. But that's why the bottom of the cooler usually tastes better. You need to give the flavors, everything time to get properly infused in the rice before you serve. So go ahead to put this in the cooler. If you're not using the cooler, just allow it sit in the pot for about 10 minutes before you serve it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. And trust me, if you follow all of the steps, your jollof rice game will never be the same. Don't forget to check the description box for all the measurements. If you recreate this recipe, please send me feedbacks. Tag me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anywhere. I would love to see your recreations and get your feedbacks as well. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.